Had another one of those odd dreams um, that was like very informative and kind of surreal. Um, so this woman was just like screaming at me in hatred, just screaming at the top of her lungs and stuff, just because I was talking about God and stuff. And mind you, this is just a dream, okay? But it had a lot to teach me. So I just wanted to share it. And this lady, she's just like screaming, God doesn't exist, you're a buffoon, you're whatever name she could come up with in the moment, and there was very colorful language. So, and instead of fighting back, I looked at her, and in her anger, in her disgust in me, and I asked her, I was like, what do you believe? And she was like, why does it matter? I'm like, why does it matter what I believe then? And she was like, well, because you're wrong. And I was like, then tell me why I'm wrong. What do you believe? And she was like, well, I believe in science. I believe in what's obvious, what's in front of you and everything. And like, she was like, obviously the grass is real, the concrete's real. I don't see your God anywhere. And I'm just like, so you believe in science. So that means you must believe in the Big Bang Theory. She's like, yes, I believe in the Big Bang Theory. I'm like, okay. So you don't believe in your own significance. And she's like, what? Of course I think of course I think I'm significant. I'm somebody. I'm a person and everything. I'm like, yeah, but you don't believe that there's a point to anything, meaning that you nullify your own significance. There's no point. So when you sit there and you tell me that you don't believe in you don't believe in creation or in the creator, only what is created, you are stating that everything is so random that there is absolutely no point to it. And she was like, well, there isn't a point. There's no point at all and everything. I was like, great. So no matter how hard you climb that ladder at the job, no matter if you get the boss position, the CPO position, the presidential position, no matter how hard you strive, doesn't make a difference, doesn't matter. No matter how many children you have, doesn't make a difference, doesn't matter. No matter the feelings that you have, it doesn't make a difference and it doesn't matter. So therefore, when you come up to me and question me on my belief as to what I believe and why you think it doesn't matter what I believe, you should look in the mirror and understand that believing in creation without the creator is also believing you do not matter. You subject yourself to these things, to these teachings of the new age of science and the new way of thinking and stuff, that there is no God, there is no purpose, we're just all random. But if we were random, why is it that we still haven't found any other planet out there with us or people like us on it, or just life in general? Why is it that we can't find that? It doesn't make sense to me as to being the only floating speck of dust in infinity that is different from the rest. There's more gold in the universe. There's more diamonds in the universe. There's more platinum in the universe than you will ever find here on this earth. But you will never find a tree elsewhere. You will never find a dog elsewhere. You will never find a bird elsewhere, a bug, a stick. You will never find another human being anywhere else but here. That is significant. The very gift of life that we have been given here on this earth is the most significant creation there is out there. The most significant. But to us, it's normal. We were born here. We were chosen to be here. So therefore, we look around, we see a chair. We think that's normal. That's a normal chair right there. That chair doesn't exist anywhere else in the universe. That blade of grass doesn't exist anywhere else in the universe other than here. That is significant. That is incredible. And when you come down to it, the literal spiritual warfare that we go through on a day-to-day basis, and I do believe that this dream that I had was part of that spiritual warfare right there. Maybe something, because the enemy is not able to read your mind. The enemy is not able to read your mind. Do not think the devil on your shoulder is listening to your thoughts. He can't hear a word. He cannot hear a word. So, brace yourself, because sometimes we are provided scenarios to cushion the impact, to soften the blow. Basically, they give us a little bit more wisdom before we walk down that thorny trail, before we go through that fire and get forged all over again. Because the struggle never ends here. It never ends. A lot of people believe that Earth is, what we're living in right now is hell. I will admit, I do believe we are living in the last days, the last minutes, the last seconds. The sky could crack literally right now, and you'd see some white horses and a very, very beautiful starry crown coming down. That could happen at any second, and that's exciting. That's exciting. Because for anybody who's been in war, the only thing you long for is to get out of war, is for the peace that comes after. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Meaning this is to come. But what if I told you that every act from the devil and his minions was an act of martyrdom? If you don't know what martyrdom is, this means that to subdue your enemy after you have already fallen, after you have already lost. So nobody wins, basically. That is ultimately what spiritual warfare is today. Every act from the devil and from his minions is an act of martyrdom. And why do I say this? Because of the final words that our Lord had stated while he was on the cross. What were his final words? 3 words. It is finished. All 300 prophecies that he had come to complete and fulfill, he had completed and fulfilled them in full. And it is mathematically impossible for one man to complete 2 of those prophecies. 2. He completed 300. Over 66 books, 40 different authors, all talking about the same man that they had witnessed and the same voice that had come from within, the divine guidance, every bit of it. The reason why the Old Testament is so important is because Jesus even stated it himself. This is the thing. I thought that I should just dive into the New Testament. This is the new way of life. This is Jesus's kingdom come and stuff. I'm supposed to be worshiping Jesus, not the God of the Old Testament. That's Hebrew, that's Jewish and stuff. Hold up, because Jesus is Jewish. So pause for a second and listen to the words that he had also stated, that I am the law of Moses. He stated, I am the law of Moses. It is important for us to understand the Old Testament so that we understand Jesus as he is. I am that I am. And every day I discover something new about him that blows my mind even further. And why not? Why not keep it coming too? Because my God is forever faithful. My God is forever bountiful. My God is beyond the wisdom of anybody who has ever lived, all of them combined and stuff. We are but just a speck to his understanding of what this reality is, of what his creation is. As the Bible has even stated, all creation resonates his power, because all creation knows that at its core it is designed by God. That is incredible. To believe that you are in a world without God is not only deleting your own significance too, but it is also making you extremely susceptible to torment from the devil and his minions as a chew toy. And the reason why they are so obsessed with us is, picture this for a second. Picture you can see your own soul, okay? And your soul, an image of you, but pure gold and shining bright as the sun, okay? That's your soul. That right there is the true gift of life that God has given you, okay? Now, picture the demons coming up and stuff, and you don't believe in God, you don't believe in the devil and stuff, but these demons, they approach you, you see them as regular people. One of them says, hey, I got something for you. You looking to do some trade? I got this nudie mag right here and stuff. Lust, okay? One of the greatest sins of mankind in general, okay? And one of the most used weapons against us, okay? So he shows you this nudie mag. Hey, here's a quick sneak peek right there. Yep, planted that seed. Because remember, the devil, he's not a creator, he is a counterfeiter. So he tries to work the same way as God, but to get you away from him. So just as God plants that mustard seed in people's hearts, to soften their hearts, to open them up to him, to realize that God is there and he is watching and he does love you, okay? The devil is trying to plant seeds, plant weeds in your garden, basically stating, no, God doesn't love you. You're all alone in the cosmos. Live in the future. Start worrying about the future. Quit worrying about now. Because the reason why they do this is because if you are constantly living in the future and constantly upset and worried about the future, you never have 1 second to enjoy the here and now. And that's where contemption is. To be contempt, to be appreciative of where you are right now, in this moment, living, breathing, listening to my ridiculous voice, okay? And just being able to be part of this significance, to be part of this special place that has the greatest gift that God has ever created, and that is life. It's significant. It is beautiful. It's incredible. It is absolutely incredible. This is nowhere else. This is nowhere else. We look up with all these big telescopes out in the space and stuff, and we find rocks. Look at them rocks. And we find ice cubes. Look at them ice cubes. But back to your soul. Back to what the devil is trying to do. So he shows you this nudie mag, and you say, ooh, that's enticing. And so you grab the magazine, and before you can even say anything, he's just filled his pockets full of gold really quick, and he just took off your shoulder right there. So, oh, that's fine. I'm still standing. This book's pretty interesting, though. I'm going to keep reading it. And so every time you open that up, pockets a little bit more. Pockets a little bit more. And then he goes and he talks to his friends, too, because, yes, they coordinate. They coordinate very well. They say, hey, I got it. You look a little light on the pocket there. I got a guy. I got a guy for you. I notice you like pitching your slothism, your laziness and stuff. Well, this guy, he's a hard worker. Maybe if you could get him to sit down, it might mess him up a little bit and get him more focused on us and feeding us his gold and stuff like that. And so they say, yeah, all right. And they come in sevenfold. And all of a sudden, one's offering you, hey, be lazy today. Don't go to work. You don't need that and everything. Okay. Pocket some gold. You got another one over here. Hey, I got some pills you should try really quick and make you feel real good, make you feel loose and stuff like that. You say, oh, that's exciting and everything, and they pocket some gold really quick. And all of a sudden, you're so distracted by every fishing hook that they have to toss at you, and you're collecting all of these fishing hooks, that you never turn to look at where your soul is, at the trouble that it's in. This is why we need Christ. He is the Redeemer. He is the one who will rejuvenate us. He is the one who will rise us from death in the end. Because he has conquered death already. That is incredible. So pay attention. You get something enticing thrown in front of you. You get something that looks a little, I don't know, that's a little exotic right there and stuff, and it's exciting. Be careful. That's precisely what they want you to think, because by the end of the day, you're not going to be much after they've taken everything from you. And the whole time, you're going to be convinced, because they're going to be like, hey, I'll trade you the rest of your soul for this pile of cash right here, that you can spend the rest of your days here on this earth and just live like a king. And for most people, they're going to take that bite. For most people, they take that bite because it is too enticing. It is, they don't understand what is actually happening right there, because let me back up and go into third person view really quick. You have the devil sitting on this shoulder, and he's offering you this deal. And you have God sitting on this shoulder, and he is weeping and he is crying because his child is now being lured away from rapists, from druggists. His child is being lured away from murders, from torturers, and being poisoned against him to believe that he was the problem to begin with. And the whole time, all that he has said to you is, I have offered you eternity. Eternity. 100 years is a blink of an eye, and you would give up your soul for 100 years. A lot of heavy stuff to learn from right there, in understanding the spiritual warfare that goes on a day-to-day basis and stuff, the different tactics that they use in order to get under your skin and be able to start filling their pockets full of gold. That's not theirs. And technically it's not yours either. You are the captain of your soul. You have the right, the free will to command your ship in which direction you want to go. You want to go down the commodity lifestyle and the trades of the devil. You want to continue trading with the devil until you're nothing left. You have that right to do so. But I think I'm steering my ship to bow towards the battlefield. I'm going to send some rounds downrange, and I hope this is one of them. I hope this speech right here wakes somebody up to where they can turn their life around. I hope this, what I am talking about, this lesson that I was gifted to talk about, I hope it captures and plants that seed. I hope with all of me and Christ within me that I have opened the eyes of somebody who is in need of him. Because all I can think of right now in this moment, I'm actually tearing up right now, is him just saying, come home, come back to me, call my name, and I will be there. That's all you gotta do. God bless you guys. Stay squatchy.